With me now to discuss is Bob Bianchi, criminal defense attorney and former head New Jersey County prosecutor. Bob, what's your perspective on this? Legally speaking, does Elon make a good case?
Well, the first word that came to my mind when I was reading these articles was irony, to be honest with you, because the whole pitch that Elon had when he had the social media platform when he bought it was that he was going to open the Pandora's box again and allow all sorts of voices to be heard, because all sorts of voices and opinions, no matter how disgusting or hateful or you don't agree with them or not, will be allowed on the platform. So now he's confronting the aspect of the Anti-Defamation League coming out against the things that they believe the platform stands for, that he stands for. So from a legal point of view, not a political one, from a legal point of view, it would be exceedingly difficult to win. You can always file a lawsuit. To win a lawsuit when the league is giving its opinion about what it is that he and his company are doing. With regard to, like, for example, to me, it's all hyperbole when you see a tweet that says, we'll have them take the anti out of their name. This is not a legal tweet. This is just a sensational tweet, if you ask me. So as far as a lawsuit is concerned, I don't think it would be a viable one by any stretch of the imagination.
That is very interesting. And yeah, it is absolutely a sensational thing to say. I've got another one for you. There's talk that Trump may have violated copyright law by selling the mugshot merchandise, which reportedly made about $7 million. What can you tell us about this?
Okay, this is one I had to look up too. You guys gave me some twisty ones today. So, okay, copyright law is really complex to begin with. So I will state that I am not a copyright attorney, but I've gone to the legal resources, and copyright is very clunky, very difficult. And I have come to know that sometimes mugshots can be copyrighted. Under the federal law, it appears as if the federal law pretty much considers mugshots that are taken there part of public domain, so there wouldn't be a copyright issue. This is by a state-by-state basis, however. Mugshots can be the property of the people who took the mugshot. So in this case, the Fulton sheriff, whose property it would be. And if it is considered the property of the Fulton sheriff, then you cannot use it without permission. So there are legal scholars that have been looking at this right now have said, you know, there is viability to the idea that the use of this, especially to profit by way of merchandising without getting the permission of the sheriff, would be a copyright violation. So there's kind of a fine line. It would have to be argued. But again, in the law, you always have to take one major thing into consideration. It's not in a law book. It's not in the Constitution. It's not in a statute. But what it is the rule of reason, the rule of common sense. Would the sheriff really, under these circumstances, press his rights to a copyright if he has them in order to try to profit from the profits and get back the profits that former President Trump and many others, I'm sure, are profiting off this? Probably from a political point of view, not an area that the sheriff wants to get into.
Oh, well, that could be good news. I love that. Bring common sense back. We've got another one big in the headlines, and I think this is your specialty. Attorneys for the convicted murderer, Alex Murdaugh, filed a motion seeking a new trial. There's a lot going on here. I know you know all about it. Can you break this down for us?
Yeah, this is really, Monica, one of the most unbelievable things as a criminal trial practitioner, as a former homicide prosecutor, that I have ever seen. And I've talked to many of my colleagues. Nobody has seen anything like this. Let's start off with the basics. When a trial starts, the judges try assiduously to make sure there's no influencing that goes on with the jury whatsoever. They're sequestered in different rooms. They're given their instructions as to what they can and can't do. And part of those instructions very clearly is you can't even discuss the case as a juror until all the evidence is in. And there's reasons for this. They don't want people to start politicking or trying to influence prior to all the evidence coming in. Now, it's a basic constitutional principle that the defense has a right, if it wishes to present its case. So even as a former homicide prosecutor, I wouldn't expect a jury is going to start deliberating about what my case is before they've had an opportunity to listen to all the evidence, including the defendant.
We'd like to welcome you to our new home for uncensored news and hard-hitting talk shows. If you're tired of cable companies and social media giants chipping away at your most basic and important right, freedom of speech, by shadow banning, demonetizing, censoring, and policing every single one of your posts, then One America News on Locals is just what you've been looking for. Finally, you'll have the freedom to express your point of view and stay connected with like-minded fellow patriots. And the best part is, OAN on Locals is only $5 a month. All of our credible, honest, unbiased reporting, ad-free talk shows, and exclusive content, all at the fraction of the cost of cable. So to watch, just click the join button to get the news you can't get anywhere else.